Hello students, welcome you all to Sunya IAS. Welcome back to Top 50 Rapid Current Affairs of each month starting from the month of May. Getting to the important topics, high-yielding topics and the probability of the topics that is going to come in the examination is very important, and getting your hands on to that topic along with the basics, the elaboratory method in which you can easily clear the prelims examination. Prelims is the bread and butter right now, most dynamic section in the whole paper, and UPSC is very well interested in knowing the emerging technologies, what legislators are making into the law, that are you aware about it or not, what is happening into the international relations. Therefore it has more weightage in the prelims in terms of percentage in comparison to the mains examination. So ये सारे topics हम अच्छे से cover करते हैं इसमें, and the schedule that we follow is each month from 1 to 5 we cover. For example, month of May we covered, 11 to 15 we covered June, and 21st to 25th we covered July. On 1st March, economic development, okay. 2nd March, we are going to cover polity, governance, international relations. 3rd March, environment and ecology. 4th March, science and technology. These topics from where the maximum questions, are coming in the examination. International relations also. 5th March, reports, indices, defense, art and culture. This is how you should be studying, by segregating the notes, subject-wise, topic-wise, so that you understand the peripheral topics also for solving the questions in the examination. And if you are very serious about your preparation, this attempt you want to clear anyhow the examination, you should also be joining the current affair crash course. Soon it is going to be launched offline at Delhi Center. And students, live, this course is already live. You can go to the Sunya IAS website. Here in this class, the course has been curated in such a manner कि previous year questions से we get a know-how, what kind of question UPSC is asking. It is not just what we are enjoying, कि हमें क्या पढ़ने में अच्छा लग रहा है, what is more enticing to us, but from the areas where UPSC is asking the questions. You will find that as per the Pareto's principle 80-20 rule, that some questions in the current affairs are towards one area. Okay, for example, questions related to balance of payment in the economic development section or inflation are recurring in the paper. Therefore, this area you should be focusing what changes, what developments are happening over there. Similarly, in the polity, questions related to fundamental rights, basics, where the judicial pronouncements are there. Okay, so new judicial review, judicial pronouncements are coming related to that. Fundamental questions are being asked in the static paper of the polity. So इसलिए current affairs को interrelate करना previous year question से और static से बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. So let's start without further ado. Adar enabled payment system, AEPS. Adar related questions in the last 10 years, you will find that 5 times UPSC has asked the Adar related questions. Okay, it has revolutionized the financial inclusion, and we are showcasing it as a soft prowess in the economic development at the global stage. So Adar enabled payment system एक bank led model है. Bank led model मतलब you understand in the remote areas, like you can do the payment through kiosks at the point of sale equipment. हमने वहां पे QR code scan किया और हमने payment कर दी. But what happens in the remote areas, लोगों को अपना account number नहीं याद है, उनका account number link नहीं होता है कई बार. So without the requirement of the account number, basically bank led model है, because we need a banking correspondent, BCs. We need a banking correspondent to perform this transaction. Here what happens that there is a point of sale. This you'll find here the thumb impressions can be used. Different kinds of thumb impressions. The biometrics during the Adar that you have given, Adar biometrics will be used. Adar biometrics will be used for the authentication that yes, this account number is linked to this person. So UIDAI will confirm that yes, this biometrics belongs to the particular individual whose PAN card or bank account is also linked. Whose PAN card or bank account is also linked, and it can be verified and payment can be done without the knowledge of your bank accounts. Online financial transaction at point of sale and micro ATMs with the help of banking correspondents, because they will help in guiding them. So biometric authentication will be done. Generally when we do the transaction, biometric authentication is not required. हम biometric authentication कहाँ ही करते हैं? हम तो QR कोड स्कैन करके पेमेंट कर लेते हैं या फिर बैंक वॉलेट्स यूज करते हैं. सी what I will tell you, like अगर हम क्रैश कोर्स में होते, what we would have discussed is डिफरेंट मेथड्स क्या हैं बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शन के? देखो, बैंकिंग एक इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्टर है जहां से क्वेश्चंस आते हैं। लीड बैंक स्कीम दे हैव आस्क्ड, ईज नेक्स्ट रिफॉर्म्स दे हैव आस्क्ड, वहां पे स्ट्रक्चरल रिफॉर्म्स क्या हो रहा है, प्रॉम्प्ट करेक्टिव एक्शन नॉर्म्स क्या आ रहे हैं जो आरबीआई लेकर के आ रहा है। ओके, सो बैंकिंग सेक्टर में जो पेमेंट गेटवे है, पेमेंट मेथड है, उसके सेटलमेंट के लिए आरबीआई इज मेकिंग द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ रेगुलेशंस। सिमिलरली यहाँ पे यू विल फाइंड दैट इज बैंकिंग में डिफरेंट पेमेंट मेथड्स क्या हैं, payment methods. Now, one new payment method that that RBI is doing and UPSC has asked already the question is CBDC, Central Banking Digital Currencies. जैसे ही कोई emerging technology आती है financial inclusion के लिए, financial transaction के लिए, it becomes pertinent for the examination. CBDC है, AEPS है, आधार enabled payment system, okay? बैंक वॉलेट्स हैं, रुपए कार्ड है, रुपए कार्ड को हम इंटरनेशनलाइज कर रहे हैं, इंटरनेशनलाइजेशन ऑफ द रुपीज एंड ट्रांजैक्शन ऑफ द रुपीज. So this is how payment methods, as a method, you should be understanding it in the different heads. Now, this is being done by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, MeitY. Okay, not by RBI. Simple questions you will be getting in the examination. This is done by which ministry? Which ministry has led this project? Global Financial Innovation Network. You will find this Global Financial Innovation Network. Here, the financial transaction, how innovative we could be. You have seen that MiCA, markets in crypto assets. European Union is going for its regulation of crypto assets, MiCA. Now here, students, this organization was, initiated long back. But here, over 70 organizations committed to support financial innovation in the interest of consumers. Financial innovation. अब वो innovation कैसी भी हो सकती है? Related to the financial security of the data and information. Related to the clarity and transparency in the transactions. Coordinating group of GFIN, Financial Innovation Network, is currently being chaired by the Financial Conduct Authority, UK. तो अभी UK चेयर कर रहा है. इंडिया से बहुत सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस इसका पार्ट है, इसलिए हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, इंक्लूडिंग आरबीआई. देखो, इंडियन बॉडीज लाइक इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल सर्विस सेंटर्स अथॉरिटी, इफ्सका, इंश्योरेंस रेगुलेटरी एंड डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी IRDA, आरबीआई आर मेंबर्स ऑफ द GFIN. सो ये लोग कहीं ना कहीं इंप्रूवाइज कर रहे हैं, इनोवेट कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, इसलिए हमारे लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है एग्जाम के लिए. एक्टिंग एज अ कोलैबोरेटिव ग्रुप ऑफ रेगुलेटर्स टू कोऑर्डिनेट एंड शेयर देयर एक्सपीरियंसेस ऑफ इनोवेशन. तो हमारे वहां फॉर एग्जांपल पेंशन फंड्स को मैनेज करने का कोई इनोवेशन हो रहा है तो ग्लोबली बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस कैन बी रेप्लिकेटेड, कैन बी कॉपीड फ्रॉम वन अनदर, प्रोवाइडिंग अ फोरम ऑफ जॉइंट पॉलिसी वर्क. देखो, as soon as revolution of data has happened, digitalization has happened, and digital payments we have started doing, so the territorial boundary or the regulatory authority of the central banks have been under the siege right now. Sovereignty, therefore we are talking about the currency sovereignty also, not just the digital sovereignty. Here what happens that transboundary transactions, okay, transboundary transactions, how do we regulate that? For that we need to work in a joint forum, providing firms with an environment in which trial cross-border solutions are there. Trial cross-border solutions are there. Recently, CBDC, you would find that wholesale CBDC transaction happened in European Union, 3 countries. They tried and it was successful with the help of BIS. Angel tax levied on capital raised by unlisted companies. देखो, listed companies जो भी होती हैं in the stock market, if they are listed, okay, if they are listed in NSE or BSE, then what will happen? You can buy the shares, you can buy the equity. The general people can open a demat account and contribute to the growth of that company. It can take the money from the market. But unlisted companies are generally the startups. They are not that big enough for the IPO right now. So what happens? They take money from angel investors, from venture capitalists, okay, or from the general investors also, as you could have seen already in the Shark Tank India happening. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? जो कैपिटल हमने रेज किया है उस कैपिटल पे टैक्स लगता है. व्हाट हैपेंस दैट certain shell accounts were there. The problem was that in 2012 it was introduced by Pranab Mukherjee. So angel tax, basically what has happened here, जो भी पैसा आ रहा है आपके पास, okay, the kind of fund you are going to get, we should not be taxing it. अनलिस्टेड कंपनी को तो हमें टैक्स ही नहीं करना चाहिए, बिकॉज वी वांट टू बूस्ट द इकोसिस्टम ऑफ स्टार्टअप इंडिया. तो हम इस पैसे पे टैक्स क्यों लगा रहे हैं, जो भी एंजल इन्वेस्टर्स दे रहे हैं पैसा? इट इज बिकॉज स्टूडेंट्स, यही समझना है हमको, बिकॉज क्या होता है, फेयर मार्केट वैल्यूएशन एक अलग चीज है। फेयर मार्केट वैल्यूएशन, आज स्टार्टअप की एक वैल्यूएशन होती है फेयर मार्केट वैल्यूएशन, अगर हम उसको बहुत हाइप कर दें, जस्ट विद द सर्टेन प्रोजेक्शंस, विम्स एंड फैंसीज के बेसिस पे हमने उसको बहुत इन्फ्लेट कर दिया है अपनी फेयर मार्केट वैल्यूएशन को, तो ये पैसा बहुत ज्यादा आएगा विद रिस्पेक्ट टू द कम इक्विटी, एंड इट विल बी अ वेरी बूस्टेड कंपनी। बट क्या होगा, रियल पोटेंशियल नहीं है, उसकी रियल मार्केट वैल्यू नहीं है, फेयर मार्केट वैल्यू नहीं है, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो पैसा ब्लैक मनी को चैनलाइज कर रहे हैं व्हाइट मनी में हम। Objective was to deter generation and use of unaccounted money, that is black money. Black money को लोग इक्विटी के फॉर्म में खरीद ले रहे थे through subscription of shares of a closely held company at a value which is higher than the fair market value. For that, it was introduced angel tax. But why it is in the news right now? Prior to 2023 budget proposal, इसके पहले तक एंजल टैक्स प्रोविजंस वर एप्लीकेबल ओनली फॉर द इन्वेस्टमेंट्स रिसीव्ड फ्रॉम द रेजिडेंट इन्वेस्टर्स, जो इंडिया में रहते हुए इन्वेस्टर्स हैं उन्हीं के ऊपर एप्लीकेबल था। अगर फॉरेन से पैसा आ रहा है तो वी वर लाइक नो वरीज, अच्छी बात है, डॉलर्स आर फ्लोइंग टू इंडिया, दैट इज अ गुड पॉइंट। बट फाइनेंशियल बिल 2023 हैज नाउ एक्सटेंडेड इट्स एप्लीकेबिलिटी टू नॉन रेजिडेंट इन्वेस्टर्स एज वेल। बाहर से भी अगर पैसा आएगा तो अब आप टैक्सेशन लगेगा इस पे। So angel tax, what you have to remember for this year is the question can be of the angel tax also, because from the last 10 years it had been in the news, and the startup is getting, is booming in India. A lot of unicorns are there. So what changes are there right now this year itself? It is 30% tax that is levied on the funding received by the startups from external investors as well. So what kind of statement you will get in the examination is here, the angel investment for the startup will be taxed at the rate of 30% by the resident Indians, but is exempted for the non-resident Indians. The statement will be false statement. It is 30% for the resident as well as non-resident investors. Silk in India, okay. Certain, economic development, the portion of your agriculture becomes also important. Silk particularly here, let's see. Silk, India is the second largest producer of the silk in the entire world, and also the largest consumer of silk in the world. And speciality about India is 5 known commercial silks like mulberry, tropical tassar, oak tassar, eri and munga. These all are found in India. Munga with its golden yellow glitter is unique and prerogative of India. तो मूंगा जो है हमारा सबसे ज्यादा फेमस है सिल्क में, ठीक है। 4 varieties of silk produced in 2020-21. मलबेरी अकाउंटेड फॉर 70.72%। मलबेरी सबसे ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस करते हैं हम, ठीक है। जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द डिस्टिंक्शन, मलबेरी, ट्रॉपिकल तसर, ओक तसर, एरी एंड मूंगा। मूंगा हैज गोल्डन येलो ग्लिटर इनटू इट, बट मैक्सिमम प्रोडक्शन जो है मलबेरी का हो रहा है, ठीक है। So there is a new trend of questions in the UPSC right now. There are certain states that produce, mass production happens, and there are certain states which are known as non-traditional states that are producing that crops. Northeast has 4 varieties of silk: mulberry, oak tassar, munga and eri. And 18% of India's total silk production is contributed from the Northeast. But actually, which state produces the maximum silk in India? It is Karnataka. Okay. So it has been silk, like international silk cities, international silk cities, international silk cities. Recently, Bangalore has been included into international silk cities. Therefore, it was also in the news. And here you will understand that silk production has been the preoccupation of India even before the colonial times itself. Right now also, the problem with the silk industry is that we are not able to give a boost to the artisans. Therefore, this international silk city network, here, the cross fertilization of ideas, textiles, goods will happen, and it will be the farmers will be able to sell it at higher brand value also. Jute production, in the entire world, India is the largest jute producer. largest jute producer. But when we talk about export, it is Bangladesh, not India. This is the problem. Okay. What kind of climate is required? World's largest producer of raw jute, India. तो जूट तो हमें याद रखना है बहुत अच्छे से. फॉर दैट गवर्नमेंट हैज डन सम टेकन सर्टेन स्टेप्स आल्सो. फॉर एग्जांपल इन द FCI, Food Corporation of India. Food Corporation of India has asked that sugar 20% should packaging should be done in the jute gunny bags, and the pulses 100% in the jute gunny bag should be done. India's jute economy is declining. The reasons are very clear. One of the reason would be climate change. Another reason is it is becoming non-remunerative because we are not able to export the jute. Now you will go and see at the H&M के center पे जाओगे, वहाँ पे you will find that some apparels, some textiles, some bags made up of jute. They are being sold at good price, 1,000 rupees, 1,500 rupees. But the farmers, those who are making these jute products, they lack this kind of branding and the export value. Therefore, the production is declining. India's jute economy declined to 1.77 million tons from 2.3 million tons. 10 साल में approximately like 0.5 million tons decline कर गया है. What kind of climate is facilitated? Which state is the highest producer of jute in the India? It is West Bengal. Jute and paddy, you remember. Humid climate with temperature 24 and 38 degrees Celsius. Minimum rainfall required is 1000 mm or 100 centimeter. Minimum rainfall required is 100 centimeter. West Bengal, largest producer, followed by Odisha, Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura. India, 7% of the global jute exports. And Bangladesh, 75%. Drastic and stark difference you will find that. India only 7%, whereas Bangladesh 75%. Who is the largest producer of jute in the world? It is India. तो यहाँ पे देखो, इसको कहते हैं अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट. सबसे ज्यादा हमारी पोटेंशियलिटी है ग्रोथ की यहाँ पर जूट में, एग्रीकल्चर इंडस्ट्री में, इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट हियर. ओके, जूट आई केयर, improved cultivation and advanced retting exercise so that the jute, the cultivation and the production of it could be improved. The farmers could have a better access. For that, jute eye care has been established. Production of hing or asafoetida in India. Friends, what has happened? You will see that asafoetida is not a crop that belonged to India or native to India. UPSC has this kind of trend asking the questions that this crop belongs to India or native to India, or it is native to which part. They will say that it is native to Africa or native to Southeast Asia. No. Basically, it is native to Afghanistan, Iran and Uzbekistan. This kind of agroclimatic condition is suitable for the cultivation of asafoetida. बेसिकली अभी CSIR और IHBT इंडिया ने रिसर्च किया बहुत ज़्यादा, 5 साल से उन्होंने रिसर्च किया. पूरा रिसर्च करने के बाद व्हाट दे हैव कम टू कि यस, हम इंडिया में हिमाचल प्रदेश में वी कैन कल्टिवेट एसाफोएटिडा. तो जस्ट लास्ट ईयर इसके कल्टिवेशन के लिए हमने स्टार्ट कर दिया प्रोसेस. ओके, आफ्टर डूइंग सो मच ऑफ रिसर्च, CSIR, दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन भी हमको याद रखनी है. CSIR वॉज इन्वॉल्व इन टू दिस रिसर्च. ओके, 2 types of asafoetida raisins became available, milky white type and the red type. Milky white type and red type. ठीक है, थोड़ा रेडिश भी होती है हींग और थोड़ा सा व्हाइटिश भी होती है हींग, है ना. A perennial plant, it produces resin from the roots after 5 years of plantation. So एक चीज समझो, 5 years लगते हैं प्लांटेशन के बाद. And from the roots, from which part of the plant, from the leaves, from the bark, from the roots, which part of the plant do we get the production of hing? It is the raisins come from the roots. ये याद रखना है हमको. From the roots the raisins will come. Till now we were only importing, we are not producing. ये याद. Okay guys, so thank you. Let's meet in another session tomorrow. Keep working and keep revising.